Let's head from Oharu to Dunedin, where the City Council says it did all it could to prepare for yesterday's flash flood. An intense hail and rainstorm hammered the city, turning streets into, well, gushing torrents. Otago Southern reporter Lydia Anderson has this report.
Hail thundered down on Dunedin yesterday afternoon, catching people strolling the city streets off guard as they ran for cover. The deluge of water overwhelmed drains and pipes on George Street, and water rushed into buildings. Noel Lemming Regional Manager Mark Arfield says a huge amount of water came through the ceiling and the store had to be evacuated.
If you imagine like a 20-litre bucket, it was filling a 20-litre bucket and really less than a minute. So there's quite a bit of water coming through at different parts of the roof. You know, I think certainly the downpipes and spouting and so forth, it was just too much for it to handle by the time you had all the hail. And then obviously the rain, the heavy torrential rain that we had for a good 10 to 15 minutes, it was just too much.
The store was closed today as contractors worked to repair the damage, and Mr Arfield says he hopes it can reopen tomorrow. Across the street at the Wall Street Mall, some businesses were busy drying out their stores with industrial dryers and dehumidifiers. Miracle Clothing co-owner Harriet Moyer says water poured down the mall's side entrance, down a ramp and into her shop.
Literally, you just watch a wall of water come through St Andrew Street, in through the shop door at the top, in through the mall door, slides down the ramp, comes in through our bottom door, ankle deep within about maybe 7 minutes.
Harriet Moyer says she would like to see the return of sandbags positioned on nearby St Andrews Street that businesses could use to divert water if such an event happens again. Marbeck chef Dominic Sturt says he and other staff grabbed tea towels and floor mats to try and stop the water coming through the mall's side entrance.
The water's just pouring down the street, so I went out and had a look, and it was starting to pour into the mall through the doors and everything, and go down into the basement. We managed to build like a little blockade to stop all the water from coming into the mall.
The council's acting manager of transport, Richard Saunders, says the council did what it could to prepare for the forecast bad weather.
It was forecast, perhaps not to that extent, but the contractors had been out in the morning, some additional crews just to clear debris and things from around drains and mud tanks, just to ensure that we'd done all we could before that event.
Mr Saunders says the council will undertake a review of the drainage near the Wall Street Mall to see if improvements can be made.
There's been a lot of work happening to clean and ensure the infrastructure is working properly, and we're still continuing that. And you know, we would hope that we're in a good position to deal with an event of this nature at any time of the year. But obviously, when there's something that is that intense in that short period of time, then there is always likely to be some issue with water, with surface water.
He says 75 calls came in from the public as the storm progressed, and 12 crews of contractors were sent out to clear drains and roads of debris that had piled up. He says pockets of South Dunedin, Kaikorai Valley and Mosgiel experienced surface flooding, but all have been cleared today. The council estimates that about 9.5 millimetres of rain fell in just 15 minutes. In Dunedin for Checkpoint, Lydia Anderson.